You might have noticed this before. Your Mac used to feel fast, but over time, things start to feel a little slower. Apps take longer to open, Finder pauses for a moment. Sometimes, even that spinning wheel shows up, and many people assume, my Mac is just getting old. But very often, the real reason is much more simpler. No doubt, there are multiple reasons behind a slow Mac. However, in this specific video, we are covering up something that you voted as the most common culprit: storage. In this video, I will walk you through 5 common Mac storage mistakes that can slowly make your Mac perform slower and what you should do instead. Let's start with something very basic. The first mistake is running your Mac with very little free space. Many people treat storage like a phone. As long as few gigabytes are left, they assume everything is fine. But here I need to correct you. macOS uses free space for several system operations. Things like temporary system files, application caches, system indexing, and virtual memory when RAM is full. When storage on your Mac becomes too full, macOS has less room to manage these processes efficiently. And that's when you may start noticing things like slower app launches, small pauses when switching between apps, or occasional spinning beach balls. So here's the simple solution. Make it a timely habit. Jump into System Settings, click on General, go to Storage, and check the status of available storage. You can directly jump into Apps from here, Documents. You can also check System Data and other files. Here's the general guideline. I always recommend every user to reserve approximately 15 to 20% of its storage free. That helps macOS manage background tasks more efficiently.
Now, many of you must be wondering, why am I even talking about downloads? Is a pretty common thing. Everybody knows about downloads. But let me tell you the truth, this is real. I have dealt with many users, even some of my friends I have seen keeping too much in downloads, and they never even know about it. They kept the DMG files and large media files they don't even know for years. So growing downloads folder is second mistake that a lot of people make. If you don't optimize downloads folder timely, over time, it quietly fills up with things like installer files, disk images, screenshots, and documents that you only needed just for once. Because this folder is rarely cleaned, it can slowly accumulate gigabytes of unnecessary files. And that space continues to count towards the overall storage limit on your Mac. And a solution to this second mistake is simply discipline. You need to make up your mind what you're downloading. You're going to keep it or you're going to delete it. So you need to set a timeline on what you're downloading. And if you keep optimizing that timely, then you won't even need to think about it. Third, and another common mistake a majority of users I have seen making every single day: directly storing data, whether it's a DMG file or some kind of video file, storing it directly on the desktop, just for ease of access. Believe me, some users treat their desktop as if it's a temporary workplace, and they put everything or anything on it. If you're one of them, tell me in the comments. When hundreds, or sometimes even thousands of files accumulate there, Finder has to manage all of them whenever desktop loads. This can make things feel slightly less responsive, such as desktop loading, Finder navigation, and file searches. Now, this does not mean you should never use desktop. All I'm trying to tell you is, when you let it become overcrowded, it gradually affects how smooth the system feels. A simple way to manage this is using stacks that you can enable just with a couple of clicks.
Another storage situation that surprises most users is large iCloud drive syncing activity. When large number of files are syncing between devices, macOS may be actively uploading files, downloading updates, and indexing new content. During heavy syncing, your Mac might temporarily feel slower because the system is busy processing these background tasks. This is not necessarily a problem. It's simply your Mac managing file sync. If you want to review what's syncing, you can get to System Settings, click on Apple ID, look for iCloud, and then iCloud Drive. From this window, you can see which apps and folders are using iCloud storage. Sometimes, large folders syncing constantly can create unnecessary extra background activity that can ultimately make impact on your Mac performance. The fifth is surprisingly common and underestimated mistake, and that a lot of users do: deleting files and never emptying the trash, and you think you're cleaning the drive. Many users think once a file is deleted, it is just gone. It is off the drive. But the fact is that until you empty the trash, those files are staying occupying a space on your main drive. And over time, the trash can quietly accumulate gigabytes of data. So if you are also that type of user, then simply make a right click on the trash bin icon and select emptying trash. macOS can also clean trash automatically every 30 days if it is enabled. Now this part is confusing but very important for you to understand. And majority of users, by listening online or reading on the internet, they start trying to clear the system data, but you cannot do much about it manually. So when checking storage, many users notice something confusing that's called system data. And this category can sometimes appear really large. It usually includes things like system caches, temporary files, logs, and system resources. In most cases, macOS manages it automatically. You will see system data pretty high at one point. Leave your Mac alone for about 30 minutes and check it again, you will find a drastic change in it. The situation becomes bad to worse when you already have a storage crisis on your Mac. When storage is nearly full, these processes also have less room to operate efficiently, which again reinforces why maintaining about 15 to 20% empty space on Mac drive is so essential. Most Macs don't become slow simply because they are getting older. More often, it's about those small habits that slowly accumulate over time. Now, it's your time to tell me in the comments, out of these 5 habits, which one are you accused of? I'll be very interested to hear that. Now if you're ready to step up, here's the next video for you. 7 things that can make your Mac feel slower. And before you click on it, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe Crazy Ears for future tech tips, tricks, and solutions. Until next time, you take care of yourself, and I will see you in the next one.